I think it's working.
All right, here we go. All right, who likes the movie National Treasure? All? Wow, yes, 100%. Right on. What about the movie do you like? What do you like about it?
All the puzzles.
All the puzzles, okay, good.
I like the action.
The action?
Isn't Nicolas Cage in it?
Yeah.
I like him.
All right, interesting. All right, well, today that's going to fall right in line with our lesson for finding treasure today. So to start out, let's actually get some inspiration from National Treasure.
Could it really be that simple? The secret lies with Charlotte.
All right, so just how they found treasure in, not that one, in National Treasure, we're gonna find treasure today, but it's gonna be in an inequality world. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. So remember what we learned last time about inequalities, okay? Because there was previous classes on that. And so what we're gonna do, you're gonna work with a partner. So Kristen and Linda, and then Hattie and Jeremy, we're going to work together. And so what we're going to do is you're going to create, on this map, you're going to have 1 point of treasure. Okay? So remember, kind of do this kind of secretly because you don't want the other person, because you want them to find the treasure, right? So you're going to basically make each other a treasure map. Okay? So find your point of treasure that you want to use. Just use one. Use one together. So, because eventually you're gonna give your equations or your sentences to the other team. So only use one paper for now, and then write your sentences on this one, and then you're gonna switch. Does that make sense? So only use one. Sorry, that makes sense. So find your treasure point, and then what you're gonna do is you will provide 3 inequalities of which that point is surrounded by. Now, so if you have 3 inequalities, what kind of shape will surround the point? A triangle, good. So, and now it doesn't have to be any special triangle, it doesn't have to be like isosceles, but, it can be like a scalene triangle. So what are some different components of a scalene triangle?
All the sides are different.
Perfect. Yep, good. So, it can be a scalene triangle surrounding that. So why don't you go ahead and work on that for a little bit. So find 3 inequalities that around your point that you want to have and build those so far. So go ahead and work on that for the next 2 minutes or so. 2-3 minutes. You do not choose one of those white points.
Oh, you don't. Oh, well, never mind.
That's for another activity. That's for the extension if we can.
Mm.
Are these labeled by one?
Yes.
The equation at the bottom.
So,
That was that plus 21. It's not even close. Or did you want above it? That was the point. You see what I'm saying? And we were here. The y is greater than. Yeah.
And feel free to use the markers if you want to, as well, just to kind of help create better boundaries, or you can see the line better. Just a reminder, have your treasure point be surrounded by your inequalities, and make sure your inequalities aren't touching your point.
Yeah, that should be fine. So, boom. And that's our point. Right? Yeah, we'd be okay. Be going this way.
All right. Well done. We're gonna wait for the other group.
So do we write these on that paper then for them?
So you will, but you're gonna write it in standard form on this paper. We have one more step to go before we get to the other paper. See, it's even national treasure too. It's the nation. National treasure. I was like, this is perfect. All right. Now that you have your three inequalities surrounding your point, now construct two equations that go through your point, that intersect your point. Okay. So construct two equations that go through your point. That's a good thought.
I just wanted to check.
No, that's good.
Yes.
I'm just doing this one.
Yeah, no, you're good. That's fine.
All right, everyone have their 5 sentences. Okay. Now what I want you to do is I want you to convert those sentences into standard form, because I think all of them are in linear form right now. So go ahead and convert them to standard form and put them on your other sheet. All right, so put all 5 of your standard form on the other sheet. So if you guys want to put them in standard form first and then put them on the other sheet, that would be good. And what is standard form? One more time. What is standard form?
AX plus BY equals C. Is that what we're going off, or is that different?
You say AX? Yeah, AX plus BY equals C, or is less than C, or is greater than C, or is less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. So, yes, good.
In standard form. Yes.
Right, that's fine.
Yeah.
So this one we gotta bring. First, that's the Y.
Yep, go ahead and write all your standard form equations on that paper.
And then goes one.
So this is going to be your answer key. So, because we're actually going to switch. I didn't even get to talking about it. Go ahead, keep working, keep working.
See, get written on here.
Yep.
Alright.
All 5 of those equations, all 5 of your, I'm sorry, sentences, not equations, sentences, get written on that paper.
Or the standard form one?
Standard form. All 5 standard form sentences. All right, go ahead and switch papers. All right, now use those sentences to find the treasure point. All right. So before you guys get started, where's a good starting place? So what do you have to do first with those equations to get them to a place where you can actually graph them?
Put in the y-intercept one?
Yes, good. Y equals mx plus b. And then what's another good step after that? So you have it in y equals mx plus b, or linear form. What's a good step after that? if you're about to graph something, where's a good place to start? You know, which intercept? Y-intercept. Good. All right, so just keep that in mind as you begin to start graphing these. So go ahead.
Okay. So we need to convert
Is that what you're doing?
No, I was just thinking, do we get those today? Or is it standard? That's fine. Anyway. Okay. That's fine.
Do we want to cross fingers?
Please graph all sentences. I know that you can sometimes work a system. Hattie.
That's not how that works. Pretty close.
Well,
Wait, what are you graphing? That'd be a line.
I don't know.
You want to make it that. It'd be a horizontal line.
We work together. I like it. I like how you splitting up your
What are you trying to do?
your duties.
Straight line.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't have to be that exact. But if you really want to do that, that's more than merrier.
We want to make sure we're accurate.
I want to find a treasure.
Yeah. What if we miss the treasure because Mariah's accurate work? That'd be so disappointing. Or, Mr.
Mr. Rabbit.
Yeah.
That's Mr. Massey.
right, this was 20.
Yes.
I'm forgetting that.
Should call him sir.
Can never answer.
You don't like to?
No, you never can go wrong.
Oh, I never go wrong. Sir, Mr. McMahon. Guys, why'd you do such crazy work? What is your turn? That's another one.
That'd be great. Mr. McMahon.
No
Yeah.
peeking. Linda?
Oh.
what do you-
Which are shape.
Yeah. Should we use the pencil?
Hold on. So this is where they cross,
Just.
right?
Yes.
Less than 20, so this would be below this line. Which one is the negative x? So this one is supposed to be greater than that.
That's okay. It's alright, I don't think it's gonna matter. I hope it doesn't. It'll be okay.
I do will take marks.
It was fun. This one. Because these are two different sections.
Unless
So it's this one and this one.
this one is y.
I'll do the.
And then just go negative.
All right, try to wrap it up in the next minute or two, if you can.
So if we just do one
So we can
point
discuss.
this, and then it can be the line. Do you want us to have the actual point? And
Yeah, if you can actually give an actual point, that'd be great. Because 520 or something like that.
I think our triangle is right. I think
Okay. So
this one.
Yeah.
The other one doesn't make sense. I'll go on that one.
It's fine.
Alright, one more minute.
Okay, these are Yeah, alright.
Just try to get it close. We'll figure it out from there. Hey, it's over here.
I mean, wrap our equations and find an intersection of the two equations, but they're not just like within the triangle that we have, that's, yeah, inequalities.
So you found the intersection of the equations, but you're not within the triangle of
But it's just
equality.
looking at inequalities. Number three. No.
Be interesting to see. You guys actually didn't draw. Interesting. That might be where the issue lies. One job. One job. You gotta put it within the triangle.
We didn't have time.
That's
We were trying to figure out our lines, it took forever to count it. Yeah, theirs isn't lining up either.
Alright, let's bring it back in. Let's bring it back in. We have about 7 minutes left. Alright, so we have a point that's outside the triangle. We have a not making sense. Alright. So if we had more time, I would have us go through these questions and kind of like and have like a pure conversation of like, okay, let's try to figure this out together. Like, okay, where's your mistakes or where's your mistakes and how can we fix that so we can actually find the treasure together. So just kind of some final thoughts here. What was most difficult about this activity? Yes, Linda.
Counting the little numbers.
Counting little numbers, okay. Counting little numbers. Anybody else? What else was difficult?
Trying to figure out why it doesn't fit in the triangle.
So yeah, so that question would have been resolved though in the peer review time, which I really wanted to
Were we
get
at
to.
least close?
A little bit. You're about 3 off.
Oh, that's not bad, good job.
Probably better if you drew it first though. All right.
Yeah.
So, did you like talking about your findings with other the other? Actually, we didn't do that, so I won't ask that question. So, was it easier to make the treasure map or find the treasure?
I think finding, I would say finding the treasure too.
Okay.
I disagree. I think it was easier to make it. I agree with that.
Okay, so
Oh,
so
okay.
Jeremy and Christian, let's hear your thoughts about why. Which one was it again?
Finding was easier.
So why was finding easier?
I think it was just because you had the equations and then you just had to graph them and find what was in it. But when you were making them, you had to like make sure, you were supposed to at least make sure that your treasure was within your triangle and all that stuff. And you had to like think about where to put greater than and less than and all that stuff too.
Okay. So what would have been a good testing point for that? What's like a popular testing point or like a really easy test point to make sure that your point to know where to shade?
I just did, when I was doing it, I did x equals 0.
Perfect. Yeah. So 0, 0. So I know it's a popular point to use. That's what I like to use. Christian, why do you think it was easier to find? Is it the same thing as Germany or a little bit different?
Yeah, as Jeremy was saying, I think it's just easier to graph them when I'm given it instead of trying to find where it works. Because we had trouble figuring out the intercepts on ours.
Okay.
With counting, so it just made our formulas kind of messed up, our sentences
Okay.
and stuff. So.
All right, ladies. Making the treasure map. So what was that? Why is that?
I think it's easier because you get to pick. Like you're not given and you're not forced to use an inequality. You get to like choose whatever you want from the whole graph. So there's lots of things that you pick from.
Okay.
I found there's less room for error. It's kind of like how Heidi said, like you're the one choosing it, so like you know where the point is, so you're kind of just finding lines around that point rather than finding a specific point.
Yeah, but then you also need to make sure that you're actually doing it right, though. I'm not trying to dig anybody, but like And you have a little bit of pressure on you, right? Like, you have a little bit of like, okay, I have to get these equations right, or like the other group's not gonna be able to find it. So, would have been a little easier if we didn't have to convert it to standard form? Yeah? I think I added that little twist to it, just to kind of, little fuel to the fire a little bit. 'Cause I thought, hey, it might be kind of fun to do that, so then people have to figure out how to transfer from standard to y-intercept form or linear form, and then graph it from there. So, what are some different mathematical, what are some different mathematical things that we worked on today?
I would say slope.
Slope. So what's the phrase for slope? Like what's like a common phrase?
You mean rise over run?
Perfect. Yep. Rise over run. What other mathematical things? Yeah.
Find the answer based of an equation based on finding the intersection.
Okay. Good.
Graphing,
Graphing.
like y-axis, x-axis, y-axis.
Cool. Yeah.
Finding like a common area with inequalities, or like multiple inequalities shared.
All right. Did anybody use a greater than or less than or equal to equation? Or did everyone use like less than or greater than? So the question is, did everyone graph that one right then?
No. Yeah, you mentioned it. We didn't.
Could you take marks to show that?
Right? It's okay. Right? So we you know, when we have a no equal to, we have to do a dotted line. Right? Oh, you guys crack me up. All right. So those are some kind of final thoughts for homework. I'm gonna have you guys write a journal entry about some similarities and differences between inequalities and equations. And then the next step we do is so you have to find use the map activity again. So I give you another map here, and then you find all the coordinates of all those, and then you graph the lines, and then you have to do this again. So it's that's an extension activity. So I'm about out of time. So any questions about today?
Yeah, where was your point?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Let's go over that. Sorry, I totally forgot about that. Hey, where was your point? Oh, you drew. First, only thing you guys drew.
Okay, yeah. Or Mr.
Okay, we got your point.
-6, comma 15.
It's just for the.
Ew, then we highlighted wrong, like shaded wrong. It's supposed to be over here somewhere.
Just to the left
We
of
hit our
the-
treasure in Nebraska because we figured no one would go to Nebraska to look for
See,
it.
what I think is interesting is you guys both chose something in
that
quadrant 2.
Yeah, that is very interesting.
Like you guys didn't choose. You didn't go down to
Well,
Alaska.
I was gonna go
I
straight
wanted to
Michigan,
Alaska,
but-
but
I was too
we chose the wrong.
I thought it was interesting.
Gonna,
You
like,
guys
find
both
my
chose something
house.
like in the Midwest, like probably where something never would be.
It's a ton of planes, like no
We
one's
chose
gonna
the like
find that.
intersection of 3 states.
Yeah, that was the thing too.
Could have chosen the intersection of 4 states.
Yeah,
Are we doing it?
Didn't- wait, you were in Nebraska? How did we mess up? Where did we shade wrong?
We did it.
It's supposed to be over here.
I know.
We didn't really test it, we just didn't shade it.
I know you didn't test it.
I've been the equation.
All right.
Should we stop with
That
this?
just doesn't
Oh
matter.
yeah,
10 out of 5. So yeah, do you guys want to give critiques now?
Well, while I
So
set
it's
up,
all
we
you
can
know.
critique. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright.